Hi, I'm Shay. Thank you for stopping by my channel. So today we're going to be talking about skincare. I am 40 years old, turned 41 this year in September. And there's just a lot of things over, I guess you can say throughout my 30s that I have learned about skincare. Back in my day, there wasn't a lot of information out there about skincare, especially not for Black women. So I just want to go through and tell you guys everything that I know, the affordable way to take care of your skin. Let's talk about all the things that the companies are not going to tell you. And yeah, let's just get into it. So if you're here wanting knowledge about skincare and you want an aesthetically pleasing and a grammatically correct video, then click off my shit. Let's just talk about skincare Shay's way. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. Hi again, I'm Shay Niche. Thank you for stopping by my channel. So yeah, the secret, not so secret, is out. I am 40. I'll be 41 in September. I really struggle with sebaceous filaments around my nose, but throughout my life, I have had a skin journey, honey, one to remember. Now, I wish that I had before and after videos. I really do. I wish I had more pictures of my actual skin in my 20s. Do I have pictures of myself in my 20s? Sure. But best believe that they were makeup filled, back then. We didn't have those good old filters and stuff like that we can use. But now, like, I love a good filter for fun. But I get compliments all the time about my skin. You guys have asked me for my skincare routine. The reason why I don't do those videos a lot is because what works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to know how to treat your own skin, your own issues, things to look out for, references, products to maybe try, things like that. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm not going to always be grammatically correct. I might not even be able to pronounce half of this shit. I ain't going to lie. I'm a simple girl from Alabama. Okay. I'll put it in the screen. Okay. I'll put it on the screen. But I just want to talk plain Jane so that you and I can both understand. We can meet right here in the hood. You feel me? And just talk about skincare. In my 20s, I had horrible hyperpigmentation, like right here. You won't see any pictures of it. I have, if I can find a picture of my aunt, God rest her soul. Oh my God, I love my aunt. But she had really dark circles under her eyes. I had that too. I don't have a picture. You would have never caught me taking a picture with those dark circles. I got teased. I was called raccoon eyes, all kinds of shit. That it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And I ended up fixing that on accident. We'll get into that. Also, like I said, I have sebaceous filaments right here. That's probably not a term that you even know. I just learned this shit last year, I think. I was told that like the white stuff, like I would have like my pores would be clogged and it would look like tiny whiteheads all around my nose. So I was trying to treat all of that like it was whiteheads, and come to find out that's not what it was, and I was treating it wrong, and I was able to get it under control finally, once I found out what it actually was, So, and then also I, years ago, again in my 20s, I was wearing a type of synthetic hair that was fucking me up. You know what? Whatever. It was fucking me up right around in here where I was having all kinds of like cystic acne and stuff like that was happening. It was terrible. But again, I don't have those pictures. Y'all just gonna have to take my word for it. I ain't lied to y'all yet. You feel me? Like, just take my word for it. I honestly was so insecure about it. I didn't walk to the mailbox without makeup on. I didn't. under any circumstances. I was just so insecure about it. My face, like, and the thing was, how I wanted to fix it was, of course, with makeup, because that's how I was taught. That, I don't know about y'all, but for my generation, at least in my experience and the experience of some of my friends that are in the same age bracket, like, we were told to cover it up, to not fix it. Makeup is the key. And so that's what I would do. And so, but my skin, when I was putting on makeup, my skin would be so oily after a couple of hours. It was like this shit was sliding off. So I'm trying to find different makeups to not, for my skin to not be so oily, and I couldn't figure out why, like, and all that would do was make the sebaceous filaments worse, because sebaceous filaments, all it is excess oil and dirt and debris. So makeup, dirt and debris, oily ass skin. And so, but I didn't know that at the time. I'm just like, oh, I got all these whiteheads because my skin is oily. I need to fix it. And so I'm trying all these different products off of the shelf, and nothing's working. Like, it will work for a second. Like, yeah, I would use Neutrogena or something like that. Or all these different brands. I tried a million of them, and not just Neutrogena. That's just the one that comes to mind. But so many different ones, and I would try it, and yeah, it would dry my skin out, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is great, and then I put the makeup on. Hour later, back of oil field. Couldn't figure out what was wrong with my skin. Why is this happening? So when I hit my 30s, early 30s, I met my late husband now, but I met my husband at the time. Well, he wasn't my husband, but whatever. Met this guy, ended up marrying, but he passed away. Anyway, met him, and he was the first person that I was comfortable around not wearing makeup. And it gave me, like, on the weekends, a chance to let my skin breathe. Can you imagine being 33, 34 and just not being around people and without having makeup on? Revolutionary, let me tell you. I wouldn't have it any other way now. Whoever I'm gonna be with, y'all gonna take this. But it gave my skin a chance. I could actually start treating it, so when I was with him, when I would still wear it every day to go to work without fail. I was gonna get up and I was gonna do my makeup every day. And again, it would be oily. I wore the makeup because I wanted to cover up as much as I could. I was like using primers and then a second layer of primer to try to get rid of the texture here, because I'm thinking of whiteheads, and then the darkness here. Oh, concealer. Oh, the concealer. I was using that because I was trying to get rid of the dark spots. And I mean, like, it was like I'm still a little dark in this area, especially in the corner. But you see how that corner is dark? It was carried all the way through. That darkest spot all the way through. What worked for me with that was, and it wasn't even for that. This is not even what I ordered it for. I ordered it because my skin was oily, and somebody said this would help to stop your skin from being oily. It was African soap. Now, before you come for me, the ones who are going to say, I tried African soap, it broke me out, it burnt me, I grew a second ear, whatever. Let me tell you, the ones that you get in the store, it's not right. Do not ever buy commercialized African soap. Don't buy it out of Target. Don't buy it out of Walmart. Don't buy it out of none of them places, okay? Don't do it. If it come in a cute little box, don't do it. Now, I got mine off of eBay, and I still, if I get it, I don't get it all the time, not anymore, but when I do buy it, I get it off of eBay. I will put the link down in the description box. Baby, I want it from Africa. That's where I want it from. Okay. It's different places that's gonna claim that it's, it's from Africa, it's from, you know, here or there or whatever, and it's made by hand and blah, blah, blah. Listen, when I first ordered it, I didn't know what the hell I was ordering. I was like, okay, because Amazon wasn't even really a thing. Like, it was a little thing, but didn't nobody really know nothing about it. They tell you how far back we is, okay? eBay was the main. She was that girl, okay? So I was on eBay, and I was like, let me look up African black soap. It was honestly the cheapest one, because I was broke. Okay, I'm saying it wasn't past tense because we're talking about the past when I'm still broke. But anyway, that's another story. But it was the cheapest one. So I was like, well, I'll just get this. Got it, and it came in this little brick. It looked like a piece of shit. It did. And I was like, but it smelled good. I picked a piece of shit up and I smelled it because I smell everything. Anything that I'm going to touch, be near, put on, taste, whatever, I'm going to smell it first. You best believe. And so I smelled it, and it had this very light, clean scent. Like, it smelled like everything, and it smelled like nothing all at the same time. I can't explain it. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And it did help. I started using it, and I was becoming obsessed with it, and I was using it twice a day. I would get up in the morning, wash my face, and then I would, before I went to bed, I washed my face with it. And it started to just like dry me out. I started to see dry patches along this area. I didn't know. I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's helping because it's drying my skin out, you know, and this is good, right? You know, because again, my skin wouldn't be as oily, but as I noticed over time, my skin was getting oilier. Like, and I never had an issue. I only had T-zone issues when it came to oil, but when it came to like my jaw, it was always the driest. But it was turning that, it was like when I washed my face, it would be really, really dry. And then I'm gonna put my makeup on, and it was like everything was oily. This was oily, everything. I was like, okay, well, this is getting worse. But what I failed to notice was this was lightening up. Like, before I knew it, like literally, I don't know if this happens to everybody. Like, for instance, if you've lost weight and it's not something that you are, you know, seeking to do, you know, it's just something that just happens. Or, you know, I can relate by saying when you gain weight, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just living your life, and then all of a sudden you walk through a full-length mirror, you're like, damn, bitch, you done got big. You know what I'm saying? And it was the same with my eyes. Like, I just happened to be looking one day, and I'm like, this is a little lighter. And so I kept using it, but I slowed it down. I used it like every other day or so, and I would just kind of focus on this area, and it eventually got to where it is now. It's not an overnight process. I can't tell you how long, maybe over a few months. And when I say, well, not, I can't even say a few months, within a year. Within a year. I would say probably 6, 7 months, something like that. But I wasn't timing it. I wasn't doing YouTube like that at the time. So, you know, it's not like I was. Now, once I figured out how to actually use it, I started selling it. Then when I started selling it, I think I made a YouTube video. I don't even know if that's still on my channel or not, but I had made a YouTube video about it to show you guys what all it did. Anyway, let me tell you some things I've learned about my skin. That was just one of the things. That's how I got rid of my hyperpigmentation. It was African black soap by accident. But let's talk about a few things. A few things that can affect your skin. Stress, fatigue. Okay? Listen. If y'all been rocking with me, at least over the past 2 years, then you know my circumstances, my circumstances have changed drastically. My environment, the people I surround myself with, how I do business on this channel, a lot. a lot. And before, I was extremely stressed. Extremely stressed. What that did to my skin, I didn't even notice. I just happened to be looking in the mirror one day and I was like, why are these bumps? Like, I was getting bumps like right here. And it wasn't like pimples. It was like the texture. And when I noticed it, I was like, well, what can it be? Because I've been using the same makeup for years and that can't be it. Or maybe it is. Maybe my skin's changed. I'm going back and forth. I'm not knowing, why is this happening to my skin? So my health, my mental health has started to decline. Then my physical health has started to decline. And that's usually how it goes, right? Emotional, mental, physical. In that order, it just seems to go down. And I ended up going to the doctor because, I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Like, literally, ain't no such thing as team out over here. My period had stopped. It was just all like my body was just out of whack and I couldn't figure out what is wrong. So I'm at my OB, I'm at my regular, and they're two different offices, but they're within the same clinic. Not the clinic, but the hospital. I don't know. Anyway, so they communicate, whatever. And went through all these different testings, my girl stuff, my everything, blood pressure, sugar, all of this, they cholesterol, they just doing all this different stuff because I just didn't feel good. Checking my heart, all kinds of stuff. And it was stress. It was stress. And my doctor, he sat me down. I was just crying. Every time I went in there for something, I was just crying. I was just crying. And he was like, Shaylin, we know, he said, I know everything that you have been through. He was like, I know. He said, but something has got to change. In which a lot of it was, he was talking about was, because my husband was sick for a good year before he ended up passing, but I was taking care of him, taking care of home. This is during the pandemic. It was a lot of things, that rotate. He didn't know all of it, but he knew, the main of what was going on. I'm in mourning, and I'm, not even resting because I've been taking care, I've been doing all this other stuff. And so he was like, something's got to change. Something has got to change. You've got to start telling people no. You've got to start putting yourself first. Because if you don't, you're not going to be here. And you have a daughter. I don't think he knew I had a son because by the time I started seeing him, my son was damn near grown. But he knew I had Belle because I brought Belle. He was like, you have a daughter that you still have to take care of, blah, blah, blah. And they really sat with me for a minute and I was like, he's right. Regardless of, you can want something bad, but if it's not good for you, sometimes you just gotta let that shit go. Sometimes you gotta let it go. So anyway, I let it go. I changed my circumstances. What is it? I started breaking chains, and it wasn't. The intention was, of course, to de-stress so that my physical would feel better because I needed that. I needed to be well. But my skin started to clear up. And I know on some of my vlogs, I said it. I was like, hold on. I'm in the camera like, y'all see this? So I am the first one to tell you stress, not getting enough rest, that's going to affect your skin. It don't matter how many products you buy. It does not matter. If you're not taking care of your mental, your emotional, and your physical health, it's going to show in your skin. It's going to. It doesn't matter how good your skincare routine is, how expensive the products you buy is. It doesn't matter. It's going to show. So, let's take care of self first. And speaking of talking about self, of the mental, the emotional, let's go more into the physical. Now, listen. I'm a big girl, okay? I say I'm 5'6". Last time I was measured, I was 5'5". you know. But I feel like on a good day when I'm feeling tall, I'm a good 5'6". I weighed myself when we had this little getaway. We were at this spa, and I think it said 242. I had gotten down to 230 something, but y'all, I ran into these chest squares. Not chest squares, what are they called? Brookies. And I've been eating them. I done ate 10 pounds worth of brookies over the past couple months. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Eventually, I'm going to stop. But I say that to say this. I love to eat. Okay? I'm a big girl. So, I like to eat. This is one of those situations where I say, do what I say, not as I do. I eat a lot of the wrong things, especially lately. Y'all know I've been kind of in my little soft girl era. I've been having a good time, and we've been eating. Okay, we've been eating. Even baby's like, damn, we've been eating. I'm like, yeah, we've been eating, but we're gonna do better. Right now we just kind of enjoying each other. But I try to detox a lot when I am going to eat like that. Make sure that your water intake is high. Sorry. Excuse me. Make sure that your water intake is good, okay? I understand some of you people say y'all don't like water. Listen, I can't even judge because I love water now. I had to train myself to like water. I didn't like water before. I didn't. I won't lie. And that was when I was in my 20s. I didn't like it. I was the girl that would buy the diet caffeine-free Pepsis, the 12-pack cans on a Friday, and they would be gone by Monday. Not a drop of water in between that. Now, and then back then I had went to the doctor, he told me, he was like, you need to cut out these sodas, blah, 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 because I was going through some other shit at the time. He's like, you need to cut out the caffeine and the sugar. Hell, that didn't make me do nothing but go to damn regular Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. That's when I got really hooked on Dr. Pepper. It was like, when you tell me not to do something, that's when I'm going to do it. That's when I'm going to do it. And that's I'm going to do it real big, too. You know, like I'm going to go to as far across the spectrum as I can. And I did for a while. And then I was like, you know what? This is ridiculous. I need to figure something out. I was reading this article because I stay in some damn articles. And they were saying, and this is common knowledge now, but again, back then we're talking about Shay in her 20s. They were talking about how you can train yourself to like anything, to do anything, to change a habit, basically in like 21 days. I think there's a book now, like Atomic Habits or something like that. I'm not absolutely sure. I've never read the book, but I read an article before that book, I think, came out or got big or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, well, I'm going to try this with water because I need help. I know I need to drink water. So, I didn't stop drinking my sodas. I just drank more water. And I would just force myself. I started out with the flavor packets. I would put those in there. And then I would make sure to drink water. And Lord have mercy. Each day I would try to increase how much I drank. It worked. Because what I come to find out was the more water I drank, the less I wanted the soda. So it was all about changing how I received water, right? Or my thought process as I'm drinking water. Anyway, long story short on that, I trained myself to like water. Now I can't go without it. If you around me, my friends now, or even the people I work with now will be like, you didn't drink water? Because baby, that's all I drink. And I drink sodas. I like sodas. But it's in the beginning, like after I had trained myself, I would go a while without sodas, like a while, like a year or two, and then I'd be like, oh, I have a soda. Now that I've been wine and dine, for almost a year now, baby, I I've been drinking a lot more soda than I used to. But again, sorry. But again, I detox. I still detox. I detox even more now while I'm out doing these things that I shouldn't be doing. But I can tell a drastic difference if for some reason I don't get a chance to detox and I'm not drinking as much water as I should and I'm drinking more sodas. It shows in my skin every time. Every time. My skin will be oilier, or this part right here will actually be drier. I don't know the science behind it. I really don't. Some stuff I do, but I can't tell you why. But it's a thing. I think because sugar's in it, and sugar's really bad for your skin. Sugar's bad for anything. For real. We shouldn't even be having that much of it. It's like so many, I think maybe a tablespoon of someone's supposed to have a day or some shit is what the body's designed for. And can you imagine how much sugar we actually encounter in a day? Yeah. So that's probably more, and the carbonation is not good for you. Blah, blah, blah. Dehydrate your body, your liver, your kidneys, all of that. And it shows in your skin. Also, if you have been a subscriber, a long time subscriber, then you probably seen my vlog about when I went vegan. Now, I'm plant-based now, which is completely different. When I went vegan, I went hardcore, and I am anemic, and I was not supplementing, and I ended up in the hospital. Not to say not to go on your vegan journey, just make sure to educate yourself, to do it the right way, to supplement, and make sure, to go to your doctor regularly. Make sure before you start any kind of diets that you go visit your doctor. Make sure that you're in balance, okay? Because it makes a difference. I didn't do that. I was like, I want to be a vegan. I'm going to be a vegan. I was a vegetarian once before, for quite some time. And I just thought, I could do veganism, and I just cut it all out. And I did. I could do it. My body could not. I could mentally, but physically, I just couldn't do it. So now I'm plant-based. That's completely different. And it works better for me. Anyway, if you can go vegan and it not affect your health, it is a wonderful way to, even if you don't do it permanently, but a way to cleanse and detox your body, to do veganism for maybe a week out of the month or even 2 weeks. Beautiful. Beautiful. Your skin will be flawless, and it literally ages you backwards. I kid you not. The best skin, the best glow I've ever had was when I was vegan. Plant-based, sure. Skin is decent. What is this on my neck? Lint from this shirt. Anyway, yeah. If you try to leave out the animal products, try to stay away from the replacement meats, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're better than actual animal products, but the Impossible stuff, all of that, Morningstar, I wouldn't try to substitute any of that, especially if you're just doing this as a detox for like a week out of a month or something like that. Just don't, because those things can have a lot of chemicals and stuff in it also that you don't need. The whole point behind veganism is to eat natural, and those things aren't necessarily natural. I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, it's not good. It's not great. But trying to eat green, the more greens, the better. I'm sorry. I got allergy issues, and I'm mad at myself because I did it on purpose. Not on purpose, but I did it to myself with some damn fragrance oils, and I just got over that shit. You feel me? And now I done made myself bad sick again. Like, anyway. So that's why I sound the way I do. I apologize. But, what was I saying?
One eternity later.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, eating greens. Yes. all kinds of greens, any kinds of green, any kind of vegetables, but definitely the green ones. When I say I looked amazing and I felt amazing until I didn't no more when my iron had dropped. But yeah, if you can do that, detox, it helps your skin a lot. Of course, sometimes there are going to be issues, hormonally, things that I can't say that we can't help. Of course, go to your doctor, see what imbalances is going on, and you can supplement and fix that, hopefully fairly easily. But, some things I'm saying, like in our everyday life, like changing your diet actually is going to help you hormonally. I can't even lie. Leaving, especially like dairy products, things like that, red meat, stuff like that. It can help stabilize your, I'm sorry to say so much, but it helps stabilize your hormones. So that is a really good thing. But you can drink water all day and it might not help your hormones. You still might need to go to the doctor and have them to do blood work on you and make sure that all of your levels are straight. Okay, just one time, just one time. Okay, I know sometimes when we want to hear that we ain't got time, but we got to take care of ourselves. And trust me, if you get because a lot of things like, and that's what pisses me off, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. That's what pisses me off. Like, they'll tell you, well, if you struggle with this skin issue, you should try this, and this is going to cure it. And, they're talking to a million people, and, a million people are going to go out and get this, and it might help half of the million people. And then the other people are like, well, what's wrong with me? Listen, y'all might have the same issue, but it not be the same cause. Your issue could be that your damn brush is dirty. And the other person's issue can be a hormonal imbalance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to find what is going on with your body internally. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out what's going on within you. And then you can find the solution to the problem. Don't just say, don't look at like anybody. It doesn't matter. Anybody, any influencer, any star, whatever. Oh, well, this is my skincare routine. And if you do this, your skin is going to be flawless too. Your skin and their skin are not the same. Okay. And so you could do that until you blue in the face. And you still going to have acne problems if you're not addressing what issues are going on within you. At the end of the day, that's what matters. And nobody told me that. Nobody told me that in my 20s. I went through so many hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of products just trying to get my skin right. And nothing worked. Nothing worked. Nothing. The only thing that I can truly say that I bought that was a product, again, was the African soap. Everything else is not stuff that you're going to find at Walmart, at Kmart, maybe Target, because some Targets are bougie. But it's natural stuff. It's natural stuff. It's pure stuff. Yeah. So, I was bringing up, all right, the dirty makeup brushes, whatever. Make sure that y'all stuff is clean. Don't just keep your brushes or your makeup beauty blenders and all that shit in a bag and you just keep using it because it's your favorite one for 20 years and it's got damn 20 years worth of makeup in the center of it and you just keep reapplying it, Listen, that stuff grows mold, it grows bacteria, it holds all that stuff and you're patting that shit on your face every single time you put on makeup. Please make sure to clean your brushes, to clean your sponges, and replace them regularly. Not just that, make sure that your pillowcases are clean, your covers are clean, your hair is clean, your clothes are clean. Make sure that everything that's going to be touching your face is clean. Hands also. I'm a big face toucher, but I also sanitize my hands a lot because I'm a germaphobe. But, everybody didn't have that problem. They just be out in the world touching stuff subway bar, door handles and opening them and high-fiving, Jack at the front door, and then they're sitting at their desk like this, and then wondering why you have a big ass zit on your face. Listen, we have to be more clean, people. We got to be more clean. Keep all of that shit clean, okay? Your hands, your hats, your hair, your pillow, your brushes, your sponges, all of that stuff, keep it clean. Also, y'all know makeup expires, right? Y'all know makeup expires, face products expires. Make sure you look at the shelf life of all of your products. And don't keep that shit because it's your favorite color for 2 years. Because guarantee it's a 6-month life, a 6-month shelf life. Okay? I'm sure this is quite intrusive, but I forgot a part. This is editing me coming back. I had just gotten comfortable, and I realized I did not go over eye care. Let me tell you, plain and simple. Then we'll go back to the regular video. Waterproof stuff, try to stay away from it, okay? I feel like the wrinkles that I have around my eyes really come from the fact that I used to wear waterproof mascara, waterproof lash glue, waterproof eyeliner. Why? I don't know. I guess because I had oily skin and I didn't want that shit to run. I don't know. But for whatever reason, it took forever for me to be able to get it off my face. I studied just scrubbing for whatever reason, whether I'm trying to get rid of the eyeshadow or the lash glue or the eyeliner or whatever it was. And this is like the most delicate part of your face. This skin, if you just feel it, is so much softer. It's weaker than everything else. Everything else on your face. It cannot take so much of the pulling. Those of you who like to get their eyeliner just perfect, and I had went through this phase too, girl, where you pull up and then you do your eyeliner and it's just like, mwah. Listen, that over time, especially if you're doing it every day, the tugging at that skin is going to make it stretch out, just like when you get pregnant and you have a baby. Some of y'all might snap back like that, but others like myself, not so damn, lucky, okay? And you might not snap back. That shit might be wrinkly. It might be stretched out. All of that stuff. A lot of the wrinkles that's around your eyes is coming from that. So steer clear of that. Get shit that's going to easily run away, okay? With just a little eyeshadow soap or whatever and some water and a brief little rub. But doing all this being rough around that area is a no-no. Okay, back to the video. I want to say go to an allergist or, an ENT or whatever and see what you may be allergic to, but they can't test you for everything. Now, what I'm interested in doing, and I haven't done it yet, is that test where they, you send your DNA. I think you swab your mouth or something, and then they tell you what foods are not good for you or whatever. I would love to do that. But I haven't looked into doing it quite yet. I feel like I have taken a lot of time, and I think that's just because I'm very analytical. I always analyze everything. I like to read everything, ingredients of everything. I'm sure I get on my fiance's nerve because I read every fucking thing. Everything in the grocery store. What's on here? I do. Makeup, all of it, food, all of it, every bit of it. I want to know what is it, what's in it, and then I'm the one that if I don't know the word, I'm going to look it up. And that just got easier because I can take a picture and then just hard press and hit look up and then to tell you what it is. That is a blessing and a curse. Let me tell you. It make you not want to eat. Shit. They come from Walmart. But anyway. You could have an allergy. You can have an allergy to milk, to nuts, to anything. Anything. And it can show up in your skin and you would never know it. Allergies are not always in the form of sneezing or coughing or eyes watering. It could be rashes. Of course, we would look at our arm and say, oh my gosh, well, I got this cluster of bumps on my arm. It must be something that I touched and I'm allergic to. But when we get bumps on our face, it's just automatically acne. Why is my skin so rough right here? Oh, it's a dry patch. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It could honestly be an allergy, and not just allergy that from something that you ingest. It could be an allergy to washing powder, because you wash your pillowcases in it. It could be an allergy to a soap because it might not bother your whole body because, skin is different everywhere on your body. It can handle it different. Your skin on your legs is going to be tougher than the skin that's on your face. You feel me? Like, so it could just hit you in different places, and you wouldn't even think that. Like, you would just continue using the soap and then try to figure out what's wrong with your face when it's the soap the whole time. So you just want to be sure. Let me tell you, I got sick. Was I in my 20s? I was in my 20s. I was in my late 20s. And I kept getting sick. I kept getting bronchitis. And a couple of times it turned into pneumonia. They didn't know what was wrong with me. My eyes just kept running. And I kept this cough. And I don't mean for a couple of weeks. This was months. I would get better. They would give me an antibiotic. And it would get better. And I would get up. I would clean my house. And then I would be back sick. It would start all over again. Couldn't figure out what was wrong. I went to an ENT. I went to my regular doctor. I went to the eye doctor. The eye doctor was like, oh, well, the optometrist. We're going to say eye doctor, okay? Because we don't call them no optometrist in Alabama, okay? We call them eye doctors. But went to the eye doctor. And he was like, oh, you got a tear duct that's blocked and the tears are running down your throat. And that's why you have bronchitis. And then when you don't care for it, it turns into pneumonia because it gets infected. And so we need to do surgery on your tear duct and we need to get it unblocked. And like, this is where he was going. I was about to have a whole surgery on my eye. Y'all know I don't even like touch my eye. I don't even like eye drops. You feel me? Like, it takes somebody else to put the motherfuckers in. I was devastated. I'm at the allergist. He's like, oh, you're allergic to like 7 different trees, 11 different kinds of grass. You don't do well with soy. All this different stuff. But nothing was actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what I took away, nothing was working. So I was like, oh my God, it must be the eye thing. So I had a second consultation scheduled with my optometrist coming up. But I was sick. I went to my doctor. He was looking at all the notes. He was looking at my chart. He had gotten all the information, from all the other doctors that I had went to, all the ER visits that I kept going to, because I kept getting bad sinus infections too, ear infections. I couldn't figure out, what was going on. And my doctor, he's very deep. I don't even know if he would remember this, but he's so deep. He's so deep, and he's so chill. Like, he's so chill. I don't think he smokes weed, but at the same time, I think he smokes weed. Like, he's just, to be a white guy, he cool as hell. But anyway, he was like, everything that you're telling me is saying that it's an allergy. He said, I know you went to the ENT. Or he called him something else. Whatever the fuck he called him. I don't know. But he was like, he can't test you for everything. He was like, but it just seems like there's something in your environment that has changed. And it's going to be up to you to figure out what it is. He was like, when you get better, and you're saying when you get better, in the next couple of days, it starts all over again. So in those couple of days, what do you do? What do you do? What changes? I'm like, I don't know. He was like, was there anything in your childhood that made me used to do this? Is this the first time this happened? I'm like, yeah, I think so. My mom had passed away. I couldn't ask her, And my dad, he don't know. Not that he wasn't present, but child, he won't know. Anyway, so I went home with that information and I sat in my recliner and I just got to looking around my house and I'm like, what has changed? What has changed? I got to thinking about my childhood, and I remember my mother had bought this thing. Y'all tell me if y'all remember what this is. It looked like a radio, but it wasn't a radio. I think the company was Glade that brought it out, but it had a CD player on it, and you put the disc in there, and then the disc had different scents instead of sounds, it had smells. So you would put the disc in there and hit play, and the speakers were actually like, I guess, filters or whatever, and it would put those scents out into your living room. I ended up in the ER that day. Well, the first day that she did it. And she figured out, oh, well, you must be allergic to this. I didn't think nothing else about it. So come to find out, I'm sitting there and I was thinking about, okay, well, that was the Glade, I got sick then. I do have Glade products. Like, this is my thought process as I'm sitting in this chair years ago. I'm like, well, I do have Glade products. They had just came out, those wax things, had just gotten big. I don't know if it was big where you at, but in Alabama, it had became a thing, honey, where you had the melting pot and you put the wax in there, the different ones you want, and it just make your house smell all good. And I was into it. We was already had plugins, but plugins didn't give like these wax melts was giving. You feel me? So I'm thinking, and I'm like, okay, well, when I start to feel better, I get up and I clean and I put my wax melts on. I start doing my makeup, and maybe it's these wax melts. So when I got well, I still cleaned, but I didn't use the wax melts. I said, okay. I started feeling better. It wasn't coming back. I was like, okay, great. My eyes aren't watering. I'm good. It was the Glade. Oh my God. All of this stuff. Oh, it was the Glade. And then I went to start putting back on makeup. Because y'all know, I didn't let it go out my door without my makeup on. Put my makeup on. Eyes start watering all over again. Almost instant. Come to find out that it is a ingredient. It's mineral oil, but they call it other things, depending on the structure it is. But it's mineral oil at the end of the day that be in a lot of these products, whether it's the wax melts or mascara, some cheaper bases, eyeliners, lipsticks, is one common ingredient. So once I figured out what that was, that changed my life drastically. But just like now, every once in a while, I fuck up. If you get a more expensive kind of like fragrance oil, usually doesn't have mineral oil in it, or it has a very small amount. I came across these fragrance oils that smell so good, and they were so affordable, and I was like, well, we're just gonna try it and see. And I tried them while I was in Texas, and I was like, oh, okay, it's good. But then I get back to Alabama and I use them, and I use it in a smaller space, and it made me sick. So it's got that ingredient in it. Yeah, it does. And that's the thing about fragrance oils and things of that nature. They don't tell you what is in the ingredients. Like, you don't know what's in plugins. You try to read the back, see if it's gonna tell you. It won't. It won't tell you what's in it. I had to email people. I had to email the company to get an ingredient list. Yeah. And then I used that and compared it to my makeup, and then found the common ingredient. That was how I found it. I figured out what was making me sick through the help or the inspiration of my doctor. Anyway, I say all of that to say this, that it can be something in your environment that's triggering your allergies. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cough or a sneeze. It can show up in your skin. It could be your eyes watering. It can be whatever, and it can affect your skin. And doctors are not going to always know. Sometimes you're going to have to figure that shit out yourself. Okay? Moisturize. Even if you are oily, there's a reason why you're oily. Sure, it could be hormonal. Probably ain't though, but it could be. I'm not a doctor. It could be. But in my experience and the experience of that I've noticed with, some of my friends or people I see at work, whatever, like, oh, my skin's so oily, but you just got done eating a bucket of fucking chicken. You feel me? Like, and I do that. If I eat greasy food, my skin is so oily. Okay? Fried food, oil filled every time. Without fail, my skin is going to just pour oil. If I eat a lot of chocolate, oil. So you got to figure out what triggers your skin. You got to analyze yourself. Even if you maybe do a food diary, that could be a starting point. So that you can see, like, if your acne is good some days, worse on others, and you're trying to figure out in between, like, what is happening? Why is this happening? Start with a food journal and see what the common denominator is. It might be something that you just have to take out of your diet. And it could be that simple. And your skin could just be flawless within a week. After thousands of dollars worth of products. And it's probably that you're allergic to milk. You just never knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be that simple. But nobody's going to tell you that. They're going to want to sell you the $45 face cream. For sure. Okay? So that's just not always the case. Okay, this video is getting very, very long. But again, I'm 40 and I got a good 20 years worth of shit that I learned that I feel like y'all need to know. And maybe it'll help somebody. Please tell me, like this, and drop it in the comments if this inspired anything, if this helped you in any way. Send it to a friend. Send it to your daughters. Like, watch it with your daughters. Okay, I don't care. Like, they can be 10. Like, no, I'm cussing at him. 13. Okay, so things to look out for in your skincare. Alcohol. I was oily, and my mom is the one who suggested, well, do a little alcohol and water, and it'll, sure, it will dry your skin out. It will definitely dry your skin out. Beyond repair. Okay. Thank God I stopped, because it was really just it was too strong and it was irritating my eyes. And so I just didn't want to do it. But I have come to find out that oil is good for your skin, especially as melanated people. Like, oil is good for your skin. It's the overabundance of it that's the issue. But your skin, the oil, the natural oils that come out, has a lot of things in it that we need to maintain our skin's electricity. Jesus Christ. Elasticity. You know what the fuck? It makes it stretchy. Scratchy? Oh my God. Listen, between my nasal cavity being swollen and me just being plain up ignorant sometimes, I can't talk today. So I just pray for me, good. And just stay with me. Stay with me, okay? Rubbing alcohol is a no. Anything that is manufactured, just try to stay away from. To be honest, you can do things naturally. The only thing that I would say are just key things that I use for my skincare are like the things from The Ordinary. The Ordinary brand has a lot of different serums, and they're pure. Like, you don't have to worry about full of glycerin and perfume and colors and sprinkles, whatever else. Jesus Christ, it's this tea. I'm sorry. You don't have to worry about all of those different things that they use to fill these bottles. It'd be like 20 ounces of glycerin and then 2 ounces of the niacinamide that you actually need. When you can just go to the Ordinary brand and just get niacinamide serum, and it's maybe I think it's under $10. Pretty sure it is. Hyaluronic acid. You go like, oh, I think Neutrogena just swears by hyaluronic acid, and it is really good to keep your skin moisturized and everything. But it'll be like full of mineral oil or petroleum or whatever, any kind of parabens, all this stuff. It'll be just filled with all of that, and it'll be 2% hyaluronic acid when you can just get the pure form of hyaluronic acid, and it's maybe $6-7. You feel me? Like, that's what you need to do. You can get that stuff. You can go directly to the website. Ulta has it. I think I seen Walmart online has it, but I think it's with third party. I think, don't quote me on that. I don't know, but I for sure get mine from Ulta every time. So check out the Ordinary brand. Also a good brand, and I'm probably not saying this right. CeraVe. I don't know. Anyway, it's a really good brand too. I do like their facial washes. I feel like the Ordinary face wash isn't strong enough for me, but if you have very sensitive skin, then I would say go on the side of the Ordinary, because their face washes are very, very pure, very light. CeraVe, to me, they're a little stronger. But I love the mixture of the two, of the CeraVe face washes and the Ordinary serums. I love that. Outside of that, everything else is natural. Like, if you want to do a face mask, like me and my daughter just did face masks yesterday. It was her birthday. That's what she wanted to do. We wanted to watch You, because we love Joe. We both team Joe. Call her psycho, whatever. And we wanted to do face masks. Well, she figured out, because I got to telling her, about analyzing yourself, seeing what you eating, seeing, because she would have acne. Like, some days her skin would look flawless. Other days her skin was like just filled with all these, cysts and just all kinds of acne. And she couldn't figure out why. The half of it is her diet, because her skin is always worse when she come back from her daddy, and her daddy love them eat 'em up joints. And that's fine, because I like an eat 'em up joint too, but they really be fucking up. She be fast food the whole time she done, what men, that's a man, that's a dad thing. But anyway, when she comes back, she then gets her oil, gets her skin together. And I understand, because when I'm with baby, we gonna eat. And then when I come back, I try to get myself back together and eat plenty greens, detox through the week, all of that shit, so I can act a fool on the weekend. So I completely understand. She and we are here. You understand? But what she came to find out was the other issue was, it was like, she would get home and she started doing these masks that you can buy for like $1, $2 at the beauty supply store, at Walmart. They have all these different masks, and it's got the niacinamide, it's got I don't know, it's filled with retinoids, it's this and that, but if you look, like, the ingredient list, first of all, the thing you need to know about an ingredient list, if you don't know, they list the stuff from highest to lowest. So whatever they list first, it's the base. It's what is in it the most. And that the last thing is what's in it the least. And, it's full of the glycerin or mineral oils or whatever. Like, the masks were not good for her. And I'm not saying that they not good for y'all, If it worked for you, go ahead, girl. But I have a feeling that it don't work for you. That's why you're watching this video. Anyway, so she was like, and she loved doing them. And I do too. Just to do face masks, just to relax, to get your soft girl moment, Eat a little something, drink a little something, which, she's 16, she ain't drinking a little something. We had a little tea, you feel me? But, watch a show, do your nails, whatever. And you just want a face mask on. This just, and I feel you there. What you can do, they have these fabric masks. I don't know if I can show you. These fabric masks, they come like, I think you get like 100 of them for like $5 off of Amazon. And it's just cloth. And then you can make up your own mask. And that's what we do. I do a water-based mask. You put a little water in the bowl. And then you get I think last night I used the salicylic acid. I used the niacinamide. I put a little of the sweet almond oil in there. I think a tad bit of castor oil. Because, castor oil can be very heavy. And you could use, I did not use because I didn't have it, I think it's in Texas, was my vitamin E oil, jojoba oil, things like that. You can put anything like that, whatever you find that works best for your skin. And hopefully this video helps you in that journey. But whatever you find, you can put it in that bowl with your water base, mix it up really good, whip it really good, and then put the mask in there. When you put this in there, it gets bigger, and it's like this whole mask that, it's got the hole for your eyes, your mouth, your nose, whatever. And then, and my skin was like, right now, I still feel like I need a facial. There is a few things that I need to do, but skin, talking about sitting on smooth. It felt like fucking rubber last night. Like it was sitting on smooth, on glow. Okay. And this is very inexpensive stuff. Stop going out and buying these $2-3 masks. Don't even buy the $23 mask. Okay. Like, you can make this stuff at home with just these key things and make them over and over and over. And it's going to last you for as long. Like most of the time, like there's stuff that I have thrown away because of the shelf life that I didn't even get to use all of it because it just doesn't take that much. Especially when you're dealing with the ordinary products and stuff like that, you're gonna always get your money's worth out of those products. And no, they ain't reached out to you good or nothing like that. I'm just telling y'all what I know. I'm not telling you to go buy hyaluronic acid because that might not be what you need. The best thing to do is to look up what's going on. Go to Google. Say what's going on with your skin. And don't go to these. First of all those sponsored links, don't do that. Don't do that. Go to the different chat rooms. Go to the YouTube videos. Go to even the unsponsored estheticians that be on YouTube. Good knowledge. Especially the younger ones that's just putting their foot in the door. Because they're going to tell you all the tea. So once you feel, that's just like I said, I thought I had whiteheads right here the whole time. I'm thinking I need pore strips and, this and that. Come to find out, all I fucking needed was some damn salicylic acid to put around here to get rid of the sebaceous filaments. But again, I didn't know what that was. The whole time I was looking up, whiteheads and how do you get rid of whiteheads. And that's what I was treating it with. And nothing was working. But when I found out what was wrong, like what you call the actual issue, then I could figure out how to find it. So whether it's journaling to figure out what's going on, like you got to analyze yourself. Because regardless of, the doctors, yes, they can tell you your hormonal, like your balances and stuff like that. Absolutely. What you may be deficient in, all of that. Yes, I'm 100%. You go do that first. Regardless of whatever journey you're on, whatever diet you're on, skincare journey, weight loss journey, hair regrowth journey, whatever it is, go see about your health first. Make sure it's not anything internal. 100%, okay? But then outside of that, these doctors are not with you every day. They can't test you for every single thing. Everything that you may be allergic to, everything that you have a reaction to, everything that you might not be intolerant to, things that you're doing wrong. Well, this is dirty. That is, they don't know. There's no possible way for them to know. The only way you're going to figure that out is to journal and figure that out, okay? I wish somebody had told me that in my 20s because I feel like, yeah, my skin is doing good because I had an awakening journey, like I said, around in my 30s. But man, I would have loved to see where I would have been had I known this stuff in my early 20s. It would have been, I feel like, magnifique. I feel like it would have been there. But it's all right. I'm here with what I got and we're going to make it work. Sunscreen. Yes, Black people need it. Point blank, period. Again, get the sunscreen that don't have all of these other things in it, okay? You just need sunscreen. Just get some sunscreen, okay? Especially if you're going to go get ordinary products, or whatever, serums and all of that. You can mix all of that. You can mix all that stuff together, most of it. Mix it on your hand first. Don't mix it on your face, because if it don't mix, it's going to clump up or whatever, and then you can't do that. But most, that's just pure. You can. Now, one other thing, this is very, very controversial, but let me clear this up. Vellus hair. Vellus hair. Vellus hair. Let's talk about dermaplaning, okay? Listen, it's so controversial, and it's a reason why. Everybody think, well, not everybody, a lot of people think that if you dermaplane, that means that your hair is going to grow in thicker, you're going to have this full beard by, next week, and all of that. Okay, listen, it's not for everybody. If you have hair growing on your face, stop that, I'm sorry. If you have hair growing on your face that is like heavy hair and it's due to a hormonal imbalance, whether you have PCOS or anything, any kind of condition where your hormones are imbalanced and you are growing actual facial hair, I wouldn't recommend dermaplaning. I wouldn't, because your fear might actually come true. It might come in heavier. It just may. I don't know. But peach fuzz, if you don't have that condition and the only thing that you have going on is the actual peach fuzz on your face, the same that be on most of our arms, it just covers our whole body. It's just this vellus hair. You can do that. You can do that all day long. You can dermaplane all day long, and the only thing that's gonna happen is a month or two later, it'll be back, but it'll be just peach fuzz, I would say use a very soft exfoliant first if you're going to use a blade that you're not supposed to. Like when I used to use my brow shaver, and sometimes I still will if I don't have the right blade, but I make sure that I do like a soft kind of exfoliant first. But if I have a dermaplaning blade like this one, then I don't do that. I just make sure that my skin is really moisturized and then go through, because I don't want to damage my skin, and go through a single pass, in the areas that I want to, if it's my whole face, if it's not, which mine is like here, and then sometimes I get like right here. I don't usually have any vellus hair like in this area, so I rarely ever touch that. I've been doing this for years upon years, and it has never ever came back thicker, came back darker, longer, harder. I've heard it all, but it does not affect me, and that's only because I don't have any kind of hormonal thing that is making me grow actual hair. It's just this vellus hair that's on my face. And so the people who have had hormonal issues, they go and they try it once, and then anybody else that mentions dermaplaning, they're like, oh, don't do it, Miss Silly, don't do it. You're gonna come out looking like a woolly man, like the woolly mammoth, and don't do it. And then so now this other person is being deprived of something that just may help them, because dermaplaning does help. It helps, first of all, your skin go on smoother. If you're gonna wear makeup, it makes your makeup smoother. It helps your skin to absorb, because you're getting rid of not just the vellus hair, but the dead skin that's been sitting on top. You get rid of that so that your products are able to be absorb better. There's so many benefits to dermaplaning, like it's just insane. But this person is being deprived of that because they listening to their friend that possibly has an undiagnosed PCOS or any kind of undiagnosed hormonal imbalance or issue, and they did it and they ended up with woolly mammoths, and so now they're telling their other friend don't do it. Listen, we are all different. We are all different. We all have different issues. We got all different benefits. We got different gifts, different talents, all of that, okay? What worked for you might not work for them, and what didn't work for you, it might work for them. So you got to figure out what works best for you on an individual basis, okay? So like I said, yesterday I did a facial mask with my daughter, a handmade one. But even like right now, I'm going to go in because I haven't done any dermaplaning in a couple months, and I know that it's time because I can see it. I can kind of feel it if I'm very gentle. But I just really love the glow that I get afterwards. And so I'm just gonna, this video is already long enough, so I'm gonna kind of fast forward through that, do that part, because everything else is pretty much fine. I really don't have any issues in my pores right now. My no sebaceous filaments going on right now, because I have been staying steady on my salicylic acid, because that does help with that. And I really haven't had a lot of fried food the last few days. I've been actually pretty chill. So, and then I have been drinking a whole lot of water. I've been doing a little detox. The only thing I have been doing is this tea, and it does have regular sugar in it. But other than that, I've been good. So I don't have a lot of face issues right now, but I am going to do a little dermaplaning. So we can just cut the music on, and that's how we're gonna go out, okay? And also, again, y'all make sure to drop it in the comments if this inspired you. If you have a gift or a tell-all or something, you know what I'm saying, anything that you want to share about skincare, drop it in the comments, because we all share, we all care, we all help each other over here. Y'all know. So drop it in the comment section when y'all get done reading the description and y'all get done watching this video. Make sure y'all go to the comments. Let's read what we're talking about. You know, what we sharing with each other, okay? All right, I love you.
I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. Yeah, I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot, no. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. I'm that cash money getter, big show stopper. 4 kids having, no chain rocker. Make my business, work my business. Count them digits, earn them winnings. I see you in my rear view and you been trying. Said you out here doing numbers but you been lying. And you know my little baby been fine. In the crib, bet she do it for the 9-9. I've been to myself, just me lately. I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot, no. Just me and the fam, few friends ain't playing. I don't speak a lot, and I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. And I can't stop. I don't gotta say too much. My bros know the deal, they think I play too much. Never miss a miss, yeah, I've been scraping up. Life been moving faster, you should pray for us. Just got a text, so I hit. I don't need designer fits, but I like how designer fit. LV with the Prada mix, this is not a mannequin. You see what I'm standing in, don't care who I'm standing with. Cause I'ma be me all day, I'ma be me all day.